What do you do when you try to say positive things to yourself, but you just don't believe them? This is a question that was sent in by one of our subscribers, and it's a really great question because it's something that a lot of people actually struggle with. Today, I'm going to give you some solutions that you can start using right away. Welcome back to the Goal Getter Life. I'm Cindy Quiñones, certified high performance coach and change agent. There's a lot of information out there right now. People telling you that you need to be kinder to yourself and you need to envision yourself already being successful at something amazing, but they don't really give you any strategies on how to do it. Well, that's what you're going to get from me today. They're really easy. It's going to blow you away. You're not even going to believe how easy it is, and people just don't know about this. Okay, try this. Imagine yourself already being successful and say to yourself, I'm so rich. What happens? There's a little voice in the back of your brain that says, yeah, right? Because that's the voice that is real for you. This is the voice that when you say, I'm so rich, it says, yeah, you're maxed out on your credit cards, you're living paycheck to paycheck, you owe your family all kinds of money, you're probably gonna lose your job next month. That's the voice that is the reality for you. So it doesn't work whenever you say, I'm so rich, but that's what all these positive psychology people who don't know what they're talking about are trying to tell you to do, and that's why it doesn't work. So how do you change this? How do you start saying things, your thoughts, that your brain is actually going to believe and not go, yeah, right. I know I've said these kind of things many times, but sometimes it takes us a lot of times of hearing things over and over again, a lot of repetition before it finally sinks in and before we actually take action to make the necessary changes. I'm going to give you 3 steps. The first one is to just get curious. Get curious about your thoughts. And the trick is to not judge them at all, just to think about your thinking. You're going to say, I'm really rich, and if your thoughts are saying, no, you're not, just write. It's good to write all these things down, but just think about them and don't judge them. Just pretend that it's somebody else thinking those thoughts, it's not you, so that you can get any judgment out of the way and any negative thoughts. Like, don't beat yourself up about your thinking, so just get curious. That's the first step. See, it was easy, right? Once you write your thoughts down, then I want you to just think about them and think, are these thoughts productive? Are they serving me? Because if they're not serving you, you can change them. A lot of people believe these are just my thoughts and this is just the way I am and I can't change them. They are your thoughts, but they're not you. You are the one who's listening to your thoughts, and that's really awesome if you can get your head wrapped around that you are not your thoughts and you can change your thoughts. So how you do that is, I'll give you an analogy. Think about a path. Actually, look at this path here. If you see this path, this is because a lot of people have come up and down this path and they've worn it down. And that's what happens with your thoughts. The part here that's green, nobody's been walking on that part, but they're all walking on the same spot there. That's what happens with your thoughts. As you keep thinking the same thoughts over and over again, if they're negative or positive, it doesn't matter. You're still going to be making a path. And these are neural pathways that are in your brain. And the more times you think this thought, and some of those thoughts that you've been thinking, I know you've been thinking them for 20 or 30 or even 50 years. I don't know how old you are, but the more times you think that thought, it doesn't make it true, it just makes it more of a stronger pathway. And so how you change them is that you just decide whether you want to keep thinking this thought if it's productive and serving you or helping you in any way, or if you're tired of it and you want to do something different. So what do you do once you decide that you don't want to have this path? You want to have a more positive path. That's the thing that nobody's telling you, that I'm going to tell you all about today. And it's really, really easy. Step number 2, just realize that your brain is like Google. And just like with Google, you can ask Google bad questions and you're going to get bad answers. I'm going to help you ask good questions to your mind, and you'll be able to change your thoughts. So instead of saying, I'm so rich, or use any one of the things that you try to say to yourself, that the positive thoughts like, I'm enough, or I deserve to be paid well for what I do, whatever it is that you're trying to say to yourself, take those thoughts and instead change them to a question. Change them to a why question, like, why am I so rich? And when you ask yourself, why am I so rich? Your brain, like Google, goes in there and starts searching for answers. And it doesn't come up with those negative thoughts that you had before about your credit card and whatever. It's coming up with answers to why you're so rich. And it might be that you are fortunate enough to have a job, even if it is just for another month. But you have food, you have clothes, you have a house, you're not living on the street. Why am I so rich? Changes your whole thought pattern away from, instead of I'm so rich, which is your brain is going to tell you, yeah, you're not. Instead, why am I so rich? You start thinking, you know what? I am rich. So that's how you start changing your thoughts around and start building a better pathway. You can use that for any one of the thoughts that you're trying to change about your thinking positive about yourself, or about your situation, or about the people around you, anything. Start asking why questions. Those are the first 2 steps. The first one, you're going to think about your thinking, but not judge yourself. Just realize these are just my thoughts. They're just patterns of thoughts that I've repeated for many, many years, and they've become a strong pathway because I've repeated them, and I can change my thoughts. And your second step is to just realize that your brain is like Google, and it wants to come up with answers for you, so give it better questions. You're going to ask it why questions, and it's going to come up with more positive answers for you. And the third step is just to repeat. That's easy. You just keep repeating it. Catch yourself, and then think of a why question, and then keep repeating it. And what's going to happen is you're going to make a new path. You're going to make positive pathways in your brain. It's really easy. That was a question that was sent in by one of our subscribers, and those are the kind of questions that I'd love to keep answering. So if you've got a question, please let me know. It's not a question that is just something that you're wondering. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people that have the same question, and just by you asking it and I'll be able to answer it, I'll help a lot more people. For more everyday strategies on how to be your best and how to live an awesome life, subscribe to this channel. Comment, like, and share it with anybody you think might benefit. I'm Cindy Quiñones, certified high performance coach and change agent with Synergy Coaching. The best in me recognizes and honors the very best in you.